and welcome to Shinsōban. I'm Jay,
And I'm Bea.
and today I'm researching MMA matches, and she's calculating the trajectory of piss streaming through the air.
We promise that our updates like that are relevant always.
I wouldn't say always.
No, it's always relevant.
I don't think last week's one was relevant where you just said
What
there's no bald men.
There isn't any bald men.
Yeah, but okay. You know what? Let's move on. Why don't you tell us about your mic setup for the day?
Okay, so I've got a fun one today. I was gifted this little like eye mask for like sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bear face and it has bear ears. So I've just got it on my head. Well, right now it's on my neck, but it's okay. In the photo,
Same thing.
yeah, it's just around me.
I also have something that was gifted to me, kind of. I have a 15 centimeter Scribbits ruler as my mic stand today. I've had this ruler for 10 years, so it's basically a family
Ooh.
heirloom at this point. I don't remember where I got it from, to be honest, but I have it and I'm using it.
That's all right. So I guess by extension, we should thank the gift givers, our respective gift givers.
Yes.
Whoever they may be.
Yes. Today's episode is brought to you by random gift givers.
Yeah. And the gifts
Yeah.
that they bring us.
This could not happen. Yeah, and the gifts they bring us. This could not happen without them.
Yeah. Speaking of gift giving, Attack on Titan is the gift that just keeps on giving.
What a smooth transition.
But also, they gave us nothing this
Yeah.
time around.
I mean, they gave us some stuff.
They gave us
Like-
a lot, but it wasn't what we wanted.
Yeah. Would you say they gave us answers this volume?
Indirectly, maybe.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not sure what your thoughts are about this volume, but I feel like it was just riding on the high of the previous volume, and as a standalone volume, it wasn't the most.
Yeah, I think that's something we probably will be expecting to see more as we go on. It's gonna be more action. To be fair, first half of this volume wasn't even action. It was just like exposition.
Yeah, I feel like it's less about the fact that there was like a lot of action. In fact, I quite liked it. It's kind of just like, well, clearly they're under expedition and they've been in that
Yep.
doing this expedition for, has it been two, is this a second or third volume that they've been out?
I think this is the second.
Yeah, and it's kind of just like we got the bulk of the expedition in the first volume, so clearly this is more like wrapping it up. But yeah, I still enjoyed it though, nevertheless.
Yeah, in their defense, even the wrap up is pretty relevant to the plot.
Very eventful, and I reckon the things that you can infer at least from here, it makes up for that. It makes up for it.
Would you say it makes up for it? I feel like there's only one thing at the most you can. I like the writing though.
It's such a big
that is
thing
something.
that you can deduce though, so.
Yes, that's true. But I think, especially for the first two chapters, I really enjoyed the writing and paneling. It's not something I usually focus on when reading, but I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I will definitely bring that up later because like I love it. It's like it's so cinematic. The
Yeah.
author's writing style, like it's showed up a lot more in these past two volumes. Like it's generally so good. Like even if you're not like analyzing it to this extent like we are, and on your
Yeah.
first read, like it's really
It makes
cool.
for a good read, and I guess it's like, I don't know if any of our listeners have ever seen kind of like an analysis of horror games or horror movies, but you know how in a lot of games specifically, they're like, hey, I sure hope nothing bad happens here, and then bad thing happens. I feel like a lot of that, the writing kind of took from that, but did it really well. It's like, I sure hope so and so doesn't do something, and so is like, we have to do this. You know what I mean? Especially in chapter 28. which
Oh
I guess
yeah,
we should start discussing it, I guess.
they do it less. Like yeah, I know what you mean. I know what exactly you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We can discuss that again later. Actually, yeah. Let's give an update as well. Yeah. For the first time ever, we're recording in the morning.
Yes, yes. It's so this time we're not gonna have somebody falling asleep halfway through.
Mm,
By somebody, I mean me. I usually
that's
feel like
me.
I'm gonna
Oh,
doze off.
oh. Okay, never mind. Nothing. Um, but
Was
yeah,
that a
instead of
self-report I hear?
no. For context, today's a public holiday, and yeah, since we foresaw that we may be busy, we have reconvened in the morning. There is light outside. We have just woken up, and by woken up, I mean that I woke up at 4.
Yeah, you woke up before there was light outside.
Yeah,
I also woke up at 4 and then I went back to bed.
that's usually
Like
what
any
people should do.
yeah. You know, I was just thirsty. Yeah, I just had some water and I went back to bed. But yes, today's recording is done before lunch and before dinner. So we're not staying up until 1 in the morning today.
Yeah, so the kind of like insane vibes might be reduced because of that, because we've got actual sleep
Yeah.
accomplished
Uh,
first.
I don't think you can say actual sleep if you woke up at 4.
I to be fair, like it's because I slept at like 10, which I never do. So I did get like a good 6 hours.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
6 hours is considered good, but all right.
6 hours is like on the lower end of my average. So we'll agree to disagree.
Anyways, let's.
Let's get started. Just for the record, if we don't seem super excited for this volume, we still are. It's just that like the quality has been so high so consistently.
If we look at it from a different perspective, this is kind of the payoff almost. At least the previous volume would have been the payoff.
Mm, mm,
Because, for the past 5 volumes, we've been building up to some like decent action. And the
that's
previous
true.
previous volume was like, yeah, it's action. You've got titans fighting. Even this is pretty actiony filled, but it's kind of like the come down from that action, and it's gearing up towards more build up.
Yeah, like it's a bit more straightforward
Mm,
at
for
face
sure.
value. Which is nice. Like I like that there's different pacing as well, you know?
Yeah, but I would like to say the quality of art hasn't even dropped a single bit, which is really good.
Yeah.
Like, some panels you can just zoom in and you can see like the emotions of every character just flowing through. It's great. So with all that said, why don't we
Yeah.
get started finally with the volume?
Okay. So we've got volume 7 for different chapters, chapters 27
Yes.
to 30. So we're going to start off with our first one, which is chapter 27,
Hmm.
Erwin Smith. And we do get to see quite a lot of the commander here, which I actually quite liked. Even though we did kind of say he was maybe evil in the last volume.
Excuse me, it was you.
By we, I mean me. But things got resolved. Basically, the Survey Corps members who are kind of surrounding the edge of the forest, looking
Hmm.
and taking note of all the Titans, like the normal Titans. They haven't been told to engage. They're kind of just there, biding their time. And then there's kind of discussion about the sound of cannons being fired in the forest. So that's
Yep.
clearly the the Survey Corps' attempt to capture the female Titan alive, Big Blondie. And
Hmm.
it's funny that you mentioned Krista being here when soon after she disappears.
She does?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
In literally in the next page, someone's like, "Where's Krista?"
But couldn't it be just that, it's because they're on different sides of the flank. So, um, in the previous volume, we were told that the Survey Corps kind of wraps around the forest on the outside, like this just standing guard. So maybe it's just like wondering, like, oh yeah, I hope Chris is all right.
But also at the same time, right? Assuming this is the panels where we see all of the new recruits, so kind of like Bertolt, Connie, Jane, Armin, Reiner.
Mm.
And we know that Krista was with Armin, Jean, and Reiner at least. So
Mm.
there isn't really a reason why she'd be separated.
But we're assuming that our Reiner, Armin, and Jean are near Bertolt and the blackhead lady. Because it
Are
could
they
just be
not?
like a shot by shot. No, I don't think so.
You're just blowing up my theories here out of the water, but okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm the only one who gets to theorize on this channel, on this
Stop.
podcast.
But okay, fine.
See, here's the thing, right? When you're theory crafting, it needs to be so out of the water that it can't be blown out of the water. Or
No, cause here's my theory based on your theory from last episode with Krista
Mhm.
suddenly like whatever doubts you had about Krista. Well, I'm having the doubts about Krista, and now you don't
Okay.
get to gaslight me. So
Okay.
Krista is supposedly okay. To be fair, she's always got her buddy, right? Her unnamed buddy, who she
Mm.
usually hangs out with, and we this is our first time in the expedition that we're seeing her.
Mm.
Um, so it will make sense why she's wondering where her best friend went. But also at the same time, it doesn't make sense for Krista specifically to be separated suddenly from Jean and Armin specifically,
Okay. Interesting.
because they went back together. That's okay. We'll leave it at that. I
Okay.
don't know about the
Let me
other
just
people's
posit a question
play.
here. Let me just posit a question here. All right. Because you questioned my theories as well. So we know that from the previous volume, Krista wasn't part of the same flank.
For context, I'm trying to push forward the theory that Krista has something to do with the female Titan, and okay, just like how
I'm
Jay was doing that in the previous episode, and now I'm getting backlash for doing the same thing.
Yep.
Okay, go
It's
on then.
I believe in equality, you see.
This is not
But
equality.
you okay, I had a couple theories that you pressed push back against, so I think
Okay.
it's only fair. We know from
Okay.
the previous volume that Krista originally wasn't part of Jean, Armin, and Raina's flank, right? Because they're surprised to see Krista with Jean and Raina's horse.
Yeah.
Or right, is it Raina's horse or just one of their horses, right? So that means, what if she gave them the horses, met up with them, and then headed back to her flank like the formation should have told her to? It makes sense from a military standpoint because you don't break your formation.
Yes.
You just don't like that. You don't like my.
I get it, but in the previous volume, we know for a fact that Reiner, Armin, Jean, they were essentially in the right flank, which got kind of demolished, right?
Mhm.
So for
Mhm.
them to even catch up, and then for Krista to be like, "I'm gonna go find my squad," is quite unlikely, because they had to catch up. Because they had to catch up to go to the Titan Forest.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, I can see where you're coming from.
Hmm.
And I mean, she does appear just as Big Blondie leaves, to be fair, in the previous chapter, I mean. So maybe you're onto something. Who knows? Um,
Maybe.
but getting back to this volume, let's stop theorizing for a second.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna cut out so much of that.
We see a Titan doing Spider-Man poses, which is kind of funny.
I know he's kind of silly. He looks silly looking. I lucky I'm starting to have some weird sense of like affection for these normal titans. They're just existing.
They're just silly guys.
No ulterior motive. They kind of want to eat
I I
you.
I think I'm pretty sure they want to eat the humans. That's why they're kind of, Spider-Maning up the trees, if you will.
It's like
But
I think I have an affection for them because it's kind of reminiscent of me. Like I can relate to them, just because like I can't digest cheese and yet I eat cheese. So just like how they can't digest the
that's such
humans,
a
but they still
wild comparison. Last I checked, you don't Spider-Man up trees completely naked.
no, not that part. But like I
Okay, not
would
that part.
actively seek out cheese In fact, I just bought some cheese
Cheese.
yesterday. I will actively seek out the cheese, just like how a titan will actively seek out the humans.
You're
Normally,
a you're a glutton for punishment.
punishment. No, not punishment for cheese.
Yeah, but it wreaks havoc on your system. So
I don't care about the consequences of my actions. I just want the cheese.
okay, you're a glutton for cheese. Got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
And
my bad.
I'm literally going to snack on cheese after this recording.
Um, okay. I pray for your family.
Thank you. Why don't you pray for me?
Cause you're the one going to be producing horrible, horrible smells with the cheese in your stomach.
Fair enough. I pray for my
So,
family too. Okay,
anyways,
let's continue. Let's fucking
we're gonna
continue.
have to cut out a bit of this. I think.
No, there's so much you're gonna cut out. It's fine. We okay. So after that whole fiasco we just had about trying to figure out, trying to geolocate Krista during this whole thing.
It's got the same vibes as Duolingo would like to know your
I
location.
know. Um, we see Jane basically putting his thinking cap on, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
correctly deduces that the Survey Corps probably aims to capture the female Titan, which
Mm.
naturally leads to him and Armin kind of discussing the potential possibility that humans are the ones trying to tear down the walls of the society. Just because,
Yeah.
like, so far, like, the main instigators is Big Chungus, the Colossal Titan, and then
Yeah.
there's the Armored Titan, and then this lady, right?
You know, your wedding is kind of giving like World War II, like Cold War, bring down the wall sentiment. They're trying to break down the walls of society.
Breaking down the walls. I don't know about you, but just like last volume and last episode, I really like the new pairings or like trios that have arisen just from like the
Mm.
situational
Yeah.
context of this volume. Like I really like that Jean and Armin are kind of just here like having their own conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see more friendships kind of like budding. Like I know Aaron and Armin are like friends and then Mikasa's part of the trio as well. That sounds so mean, but I really hope we get more characters like Jean and Armin. They're just like two buddies. And you could even argue they're kind of like the brainiacs of the squad
Literally,
if you think about it.
I literally have my notes here. In this case, Jean and Armin I would consider intellectuals.
Plato, Socrates, and Jean and Armin.
Literally, the big three. Okay,
Yes.
and Armin also makes this justification, right? That
Mm.
Commander Irwin is convinced that the Titans would primarily target Eren. Basically, they kind of abandoned their whole project of breaching Walrose because they were kind of
Mm.
distracted by the sudden development of Eren being able to transform into a Titan. So the fact
Yep.
that they kind of pivoted away from their original goal kind of shows that, kind of implies, like even before the start of this campaign, that if the Titans, like any intelligent ones, were to appear, they would go after Eren.
Yeah.
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 And this kind of led the two of them, our intellectuals, to the conclusion that there is a spy in the Survey Corps, someone who, well, not even the Survey Corps, right? Just like one of the recruits, or like just whoever was present during Eren's first transformation,
Yeah.
who possibly kind of like redirected the different Titans during that incident.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's quite nice to see that Eren and the people from Squad Levi basically kind of reach the same conclusion.
Yeah. I like the really smooth transition as well. It almost looks like Aaron and Jean are kind of conversing for a second before it swaps
Mm.
into.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I feel like that's the really, they like the author keeps doing this, right? It's kind of like having these parallel and overlap of discussions,
Yeah.
like, and even though these are like two separate groups that are two different perspectives that we're looking at, it's still that same cohesive conversation still. Like you don't even notice. I didn't even notice on the first read that they moved on from Jean and Armin to Aaron. I was just like, I was just like,
Yeah.
how did Aaron get here?
Yeah, that was my exact thought. Like, wait, I don't remember Aaron being next to these two. I thought he was with Squad Levi.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, just something really nice that the author repeatedly accomplishes in this volume. It was really cool.
Yeah, I would say more than like you know how previous volumes have kind of shown the author's really good at like planning ahead.
Foreplay?
No, planning is what I
Oh,
was trying to say, but I
sorry.
realized that's not a real word. Like just planning ahead, like with Aaron's name and the Jaeger Corps and everything that we discuss. I think this volume is more like them flexing their writing skills more than anything. Like it's not like, hey, I already have this planned out. It's more like I can write this well as well. Like I can back it up. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean, because like a lot of things you can rely on planning before you even start
Mm.
writing, but the fact that you're able to accomplish this, especially like as a mangaka who probably writes this stuff like weekly, right, on a really strict
Yeah.
schedule, to be able to accomplish such a high level of mastery with the visuals and then like making it cohesive in a scene, it's
Yeah.
really well done. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're big fans basically. Just a
Yeah.
fan, big
Huge
fan.
fans.
Yeah. Yeah, so Aaron and Scott Levi kind of basically act as a continuation of this conversation, reasoning that this spy could have infiltrated the Survey Corps. They're assuming it's the Survey Corps because I'm guessing that was like, are they assuming Survey Corps or are they assuming military?
I think they're just assuming military because technically, the people that know of Aaron's like ability to transform
Could have been
were just
anyone.
trainees at the time.
Yeah.
So depending on where the trainees went, they'd have to like suspect those. And I'm assuming there's more trainees they haven't fully shown off going into like what is it the garrison squad and then the military police as well. So
Mm. Which kind of makes it even more daunting, right? Like that there's a possibility that the spy could have infiltrated any of the three branches of the military
yeah,
as early as the first attack by Big Chungus, which was at this point 5 years ago.
yeah,
So they're also kind of speculating that this is probably why this current mission of like capturing the Titan was probably exclusive knowledge only for the likes of, Commander Irwin, Captain Levi, squad leader Hanji. Hanji. I keep
yeah.
forgetting every single
Hanji.
Hanji. Like,
Yeah,
those people who have been here way before like, Big Chungus came about.
yeah,
Um It's BBC. Did we discuss this before? BBC before Big Chungus and
yeah. I think we did. BBC and ABC,
ABC
the
and
two
BBC.
big news broadcasting channels.
Literally, yeah. That's how you combine them together. You just stick a huge ass titan.
Yep,
But yeah.
yep,
Um, and I'm glad that we get to put our theories to rest about Erwin being like really weird. Just because, like, that thing that Armin was imagining, like, oh, who's the enemy when he was like talking to the recruits and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of realized that it's because that they were already anticipating this spy to exist and be present somewhere, possibly. So the
Yep.
fact that it's not that he's creepy, he's just really smart. He's basically like L.
Oh no, come on, don't make that comparison. That's oh.
But like,
It doesn't help. I really recently saw a Death Note clip. Like, the really cringy one where it's like lights eating potato chips and it's like, I'll put a potato chip bag on my desk and I'll take a potato chip out of it and eat it. Like
I think I know the exact scene.
that. I hate that I remember that so fucking vividly, and then now you just compare him to L. Who would you think is the light Yagami to Commander Owen's L?
Just because they're such opposing forces, but they have to act like they're like work together. I'm saying Pixies.
Pixis? Really? But then Pixis supported Eren, so it can't be Pixis, right? Like he was outright like
No, Erwin
Eren's
is
gonna help us.
Erwin is L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is Pixis light?
Cause oh wait, no, not Pixies, sorry. Like whoever's in charge of the military police. That dude.
I think it's the king.
No, not the
And King
king.
is
The Nile dwarf, Commander
Nile
Nile.
dog.
Nile Doc. Yeah, something like
I
that.
I don't think so. I think because like the military police is so firmly in the king's hands, I feel like King would be like the
Probably the king.
equivalent.
Well, that makes sense too, because Light thinks he's like the shit, right?
Yeah, and he condemns people to death.
Exactly. Off with his
So the
head,
king
but
does
like through a
that.
notebook. Like it's just less flashy.
I mean, technically, the king would probably write out like a message and then send it to the military police. So like he might as well have a death note.
This is such like a tangent, but whenever I think of like from now on, whenever I'm thinking about like the royal family and like the king in this story, all I can think of is that king character from Hamilton, and he's just like singing, "I know him, that can't be," like something. Wait, I'll show you the clip later, but it's just so,
Okay.
it's so he's just such a clown. It's fine. It's fine.
I think the light clip of the potato chip bag is like the perfect description for a king as well. I'm gonna put a potato chip bag on my desk. I'll take a potato chip out and I'll eat it.
Yeah,
It's That's pretty much what a king would do in like most stories,
pretty much.
unless you're reading through a Greek comedy. Then it's slightly different.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Sorry, this morning I was discussing Greek tragedies and Greek plays with my parents, so
that's
that's
fine.
where that reference came from.
That's cool. Yeah, so I think this is where we the conversation also transitions into basically they kind of have the different characters. Well, specifically Armin and Jean, or maybe just Armin
Mm,
monologuing. Kind of the
mm,
idea of the cost or the price you have to pay for success or power. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna go my little gap here, right?
Uh huh.
So even though it's quite subtle, and again, this was like something that was very well done by the author. But even though it's kind of subtle, we actually see Aaron and Armin having very opposing views about
Yeah.
this. So while Aaron clearly dwells on the casualties of the campaign, like like oh my gosh, so many people died while the female titan was coming to get me. To be fair, Aaron is the target, so obviously he'll feel like that kind of obligation.
Yeah.
But as like an outsider, third party like Armin, he basically justifies Erwin's decisions
Mm,
because it's more based on the outcome rather than the output of the mission. Oh my! I actually learned
yeah.
this in uni recently, like literally just recently.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome, basically just looking at the end result rather than what exactly your tasks are resulting in. So basically,
Mm,
like being able to look past the deaths and then see what actually gains you from that.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically, Armin was just saying that, Erwin's cruel choice to write off 100 lives because it's his duty to actually, that's what he's there for, is to think about the lives of everyone else that they're, fighting for back home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so basically people like Commander Erwin, we even see Pixis. He says, when forced to face down monsters, they can even leave behind their humanity. Someone who can't throw anything away will never be able to change anything. And I felt like that was such a dig at Aaron's current views right now. As someone who wants
Yeah.
to like create change and, quote unquote challenge the status quo. That's such like
Mm,
a big thing about Aaron's current ideals. So it'll be
mm-hmm.
interesting to see if, Aaron has to like make a decision like that at some point as well.
I saw it slightly differently personally. I think Armin is trying to say that as time goes on and Aaron obviously will like assuming he lives for a longer time, because the end of this volume might suggest otherwise, but um I think what Armin is trying to say is not to dig at Aaron, but suggest that Aaron is going to have to abandon his own humanity and like maybe become a complete in quotation mark Titan.
Mm.
I really hate bringing this up because it's so overplayed, but it's like the Tokyo Ghoul thing, right? Like he's in both worlds, but in neither world. But I think what Armin's trying to say is he needs to stop thinking as a human and maybe start thinking as a Titan, in the sense that human lives don't matter. It's the goal at the end that matters. Which, to be fair, it seems like that is what Aaron ends up choosing or is pushed towards.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't actually mean like a dig, just because like
Yeah.
they're not even in the same conversation. But it's kind of like it's getting the reader to actually see that for Aaron to
Yeah.
actually like what you said, like for Aaron to actually accomplish anything, any of his goals, there has to be some sort of something has to give, and it's probably going to
Yeah.
be like what Armin said, like that empathy for humanity.
Yeah. Which is really sad considering how just last volume we were discussing how sweet it is that Aaron decides to, trust in his comrades and leave it up to them instead of choosing to fight the female titan himself. Like, it's genuinely sad that it seems that the way things are going, the author or Armin is kind of trying to say that it'd be better if he doesn't trust his comrades.
This poor guy. This poor teenager.
Yeah, it really brings out like the harshness of, I guess, even just war. I guess like
Mm.
it's technically a war on Titans, right? It's an attack on
Oh my
Titans.
god.
Uh, but yeah, like they are part of the military, and I guess that really highlights like Aaron doesn't have the freedom to be himself.
Yeah, and I wonder if this is kind of like, I don't know how much research into this the author's done, but clearly he's done a lot. Maybe this is kind
Hmm.
of like the mindset as well of, real world war scenarios where it's kind of like
Yeah,
you have to see the enemy as not your equal and actually maybe less.
yeah, and even see your own comrades as just numbers on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, they're literally assets. Like they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to throw in a little High School Musical reference. The
What?
song where it's like, no, 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 stick to the status quo. Sorry, I just had to.
We could like stick Aaron's face on the guy and
Yeah.
okay, hold on. Let me see. Where am I? Okay, so we kind of have a change of scenery. Not really. It's
Hmm.
still the forest, but we're basically back to where the female titan is being captured, and Hanji is giving more context on the trap that's been used. It's really cool.
It's really funny as well.
Yeah, basically saying like they use these rods, right, that they kind of
Mm,
ejected, countless of rods that kind of cut through the titan's skin, which turns
mm.
the joints rigid as they
Yep.
try to regenerate and like close up the puncture wounds.
It's giving acupuncture.
I know, but like messed up. This is probably what the general public view
This
acupuncture
is what I
as.
view acupuncture as.
Really? I know
Yeah.
like the purpose of acupuncture, but yeah, Loki, when I was younger, this was also the viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone who absolutely hates needles, this is definitely what I see acupuncture
Yeah.
as.
That's fair. That's exactly fair. And then while the Titan is secured, like at the moment, right? Levi attempts
Mm,
to cut through the Titan's hands, which are covering the back of her neck, where, as we know, the rider or the human being inside the Titan is located. But
mm.
Levi basically takes an L, and then and his blade shatters basically, and Erwin, who's witnessing all this, kind of makes a connection that this is probably similar to the abilities of the armored titan, like this
Mm.
hard skin that's kind of impenetrable to typical swords.
Also, sorry, before we go on, because I
Yep.
think we're gonna completely ignore this, but I don't know if you had this translation as well, but basically when Hanji shoots at the female Titan, she says, "How do you like it now? Even if you're still itchy, you won't be able to scratch
Oh
yourself,"
yeah.
which is it's so Hanji core.
I
I love
know.
it.
I love that she just like loves to converse with them. Like no
Yeah,
matter which type of titan, she just likes to talk to them.
yeah. She's just a big yapper, and I love her for it.
Like maybe this is her version of like squishmallows or jellycats.
Yeah, I think this is more like Jellycats with how expensive they
This is her
are.
jelly. Yeah, this is her jellycat. This is like the new one. Like that. Like this
Cause
humongous jellycat dragons.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. This is it.
cause like at the end of the volume they state how like, oh yeah, this was like a huge monetary loss to humanity. I think it's fitting to be Jellycat.
Yeah,
Every single time I consider buying a Jellycat, that's exactly what I think. It's a huge monetary loss to humanity.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All the taxpayer money. But yeah, okay. So I actually have a theory that will probably come up later as well, where it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like intelligent titans. Clearly, this is like an advanced one, either better in general than Eren, or maybe is more capable in the body in the titan body than Eren. But
Mm-hmm.
we can kind of tell here, like the fact that she can harden her skin, like the armored titan, at specific
Yeah.
places. I don't know if it's all over, but like to some degree, maybe not as well as the armored
I've,
titan, but to some
I've,
degree, it's kind of suggesting that maybe Eren could also maybe use these quote unquote powers as he becomes more proficient.
yes. Yes, that was a question I had as well, but I guess I'll bring it up slightly later because there's something else I want to kind of note. I don't know if you picked up on it.
Okay, sure. We'll definitely discuss this more later because there's something that is even more relevant, right? That happens later in this volume. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Eren actually gets powers like this. Basically, Levi's plan doesn't work, and he
Mm.
starts provoking the Titan, suggesting
Yep.
that the human inside will likely be cut out one way or another, even if the
Yep.
limbs are cut off. He's so cold in all this. Like he's so like he genuinely scary.
Yeah.
Um, and the Titan starts to scream super loudly,
What does it say? Like, what is a scream? Like, how is
like
it?
how it's enunciated.
Yeah.
I think it's a yeah, yeah.
For me, it's like the anime schoolgirl scream. Like, yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I love
so
that.
so when I read this, because for context, I've never seen the anime. I've only read the manga.
Mm.
When I saw this, I just had like a mental image of like the female titan in like an anime schoolgirl's like clothing, and then just like screaming, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, literally, like if she was dressed up as, like those high school girl
Yeah,
uniforms and then
maybe this is why we have the Malaysian dub where she was given where all titans are given clothes.
maybe. um
So she does this big scream.
yeah, hit her big scream and we see all the titans wandering around at the edge of the forest basically start to run in unison towards the female
Mm,
titan.
yeah.
And we also at the same time see Sasha basically warning Mikasa, saying that
Mm,
the scream that they all just heard is similar to an animal that's been cornered and about to give up.
yeah.
So basically, just warning Mikasa that this might not be the end of all of it. Like
Mm,
just be on the lookout. And despite Mikasa's doubts about whatever Sasha's saying, she acknowledges Sasha's instincts to be correct.
mm,
Yeah, like she has been characterized as very intuitive. So
yep.
yeah, they just wait for further developments.
Another win for my goat, Sasha.
I know. We haven't seen her eat in a while.
Right?
I need to see like a Sasha mukbang.
Nico
Yeah.
Kato, Sasha Kato.
No, not Nico Kala. More like Chuyang. Like, do you know the
I have
Korean
no idea
mukbang?
who that is. I
We'll
don't
watch it
watch
later. We'll watch
mukbangs.
it later.
No.
um, okay. Since that happened, Commander Irwin orders for the soldiers to intercept the Titans that are fast approaching,
Mm,
but they ignore the humans, strangely enough. And I want to talk about that. So does that mean if, like, in their default, they kind of have, like, agency over what to do? Like, when they're not being ordered by, like, the more intelligent titans, they eat humans
mm,
and stuff like that. But when they're responding to the intelligent titans, they basically bypass their own desires, or,
yeah. I
you know?
That sounds a lot like a robot mech. Now that you say it like that.
Right? Like it's like this is just my default. Like I'm just gonna hunt down the humans. Maybe because they look like titans. Like they're just
Yeah.
like, oh, look, these are the baby titans. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Like
get what you mean, and like, yeah, that's an interesting thought. I didn't really consider. Um,
I just found it weird. It also literally just came to me, like oh, that's kind of weird that they bypass the humans when
yeah, I do find it really interesting that we saw Eren do this exact same thing earlier. I don't know if you picked up on it.
what?
Yeah, we saw Eren command Titans as well.
Oh, was that like his first transformation?
No, his. Well, I'm not. I don't remember his first one, but I'm talking about when he plugged the wall in. Was it the Trust District? I think he unintentionally
Oh,
commanded Titans to eat him because, if you remember, when he punched Mikasa, right,
yeah.
and he gained control, he did this huge ass scream, punched his head in, and the Titans started crowding around him
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because Mikasa was trying to pull Armin away, saying it's dangerous. There are Titans coming here. While Armin was kind of like trying to talk to Eren. So I think Eren has the same ability, which makes me think that Eren might also have a hardening skin ability, like the female Titan and the armored Titan.
Yeah, I reckon he's just really like undeveloped yet because he's a
Yeah.
growing boy. He's a growing
To
titan.
be
Um,
fair, we do see him technically develop this time.
we do, and we'll come to
We'll get to it
that.
again.
We'll get to that. It's kind of scary. Like, well, I mean, what
Hmm.
about this isn't scary? But yeah, seeing all the titans approach the female one compels Commander Irwin, to instruct all the squads to defend the female titan because they still want to capture her alive.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work out. The Survey Corps are overpowered, and they're too late anyway because, like you mentioned, with Eren being like bitten and eaten by the titans that surround the female titan have begun to actually eat her.
Hmm.
Yeah, first chapter's banger.
And also, I like how it ends with Irwin kind of driving home the point of you need to be able to abandon everything to see the change in the world that you want to bring about. And he's
Mm.
kind of just, he's almost admiring the female Titan.
Because he knows that there's a human behind all that, right?
Yeah,
He's clearly admiring like the strategic thinking here.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's quite clear that he's not afraid to experiment with the soldiers.
yeah.
Not like directly, but like, sending them to do something and then seeing what works, what doesn't.
Like he doesn't feel any guilt towards death missions, basically,
Yeah.
which is, I guess that's a making of a good commander in such a scenario, but really scary and kind of, again, like one of the reasons I'm a bit wary of him.
Yeah. I'm still not fully convinced he's downright good. I feel like all his actions are geared so that they benefit the general population, but at the same time, it's almost like a question of his morals at this point.
Yeah, he's kind of giving lawful evil.
Yeah, like it's necessary to sacrifice these lives. That's
Yeah,
that's how he justifies all
yeah,
that.
and he's okay with it.
Yeah.
And also, we see Titan cannibalism, which is interesting.
I like to think that maybe it's never between just normal titans, and instead some reason they're able to target the human in the intelligent titan. I want to say maybe.
Mm, interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure how you can really explain her screaming becoming a command for Titans to eat.
Yeah, I have no clue how that mechanism works actually.
Actually, I have the theory.
Okay.
This is like a really outlandish theory, as always. That's
Mm.
what I'm known for. um, you know how in armies, if you show like a sign of weakness, at least in like ancient armies, they banish you and like punish you for it.
Mm.
I wonder if the act of screaming is kind of like showing a sign of weakness, and all titans immediately run to you to kind of consume you because you're not worthy of being a titan anymore, or like that's your punishment for showing weakness and letting out a scream.
Yeah, it's like a signal like, oh, I'm bottom of the food chain now. And
Yeah,
maybe if humans didn't venture outside, maybe that's what happens typically in like Titan ecosystems.
yeah.
Assuming that they live as a species and aren't like robots, fleshy
I
robots.
mean, yeah. I guess we do technically see them live as a species, right? Like we've heard them like roaming around. We've heard them.
They kind of have like a
Yeah,
herd thing
pretty
going
much.
on. They have a hive mind. Yeah.
What I do find it interesting is, say that Titans can kind of like scream to become a target. How did Big Chungus and the Armored Titan time their attacks so that the rest of the Titans come rushing in?
Wasn't it implied before that the armored titan and Big Chungus did what they did, and then the female titan led them.
Oh, was it? I might
Yeah,
have missed that portion, to
I
be
think in
honest.
one of the previous, probably lost.
Okay,
Like,
I'll go take a reread of that then.
okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, it kind of is pretty interesting how they were able to collaborate to that extent, which would hint at them having some sort of intelligence, possibly, if the female titan didn't lead them.
But yeah, so many things that go on in
Yeah,
the first chapter that literally just nullifies whatever they did in the last volume, unfortunately.
yeah.
So the next chapter, chapter 28, is called Choices and Consequences. And we see a
Mm.
lot of choices and consequences, naturally enough.
My oh my.
Erwin tells everyone to quickly retreat, but
Mm.
before Levi could head off to find his own squad, Commander Erwin thinks back to basically Big Chungus's appearance,
Yep.
strangely enough, and basically just mysteriously tells Levi to replenish his gas store and his blades.
Yep.
And Levi's obviously like, what? But he decides to follow direct orders anyway.
Yeah. Do you reckon Levi was like, this guy's finally lost it?
Yeah, I reckon sometimes Levi's just like, okay, maybe this is the time I die, just because Erwin's told me to.
That'd be so interesting. I really hope there's like some sort of interaction where he just goes like, yeah, I think Owen's lost it, but I'm gonna do this anyways.
I'd love to see if there's like a one shot or like an OVA of when Levi just entered the Survey Corps and it was like, yeah, do this, and I wonder if he pissed himself.
Do we get to see him streaming piss as well?
Hope I don't hope so. I just wonder.
It'd be really funny if we do.
Yeah. And at the same time, so obviously Levi's been redirected,
Mm.
but we also see Squad Levi, like just through cutscenes, all the different recruits, new
The
recruits.
cutscenes.
Yeah, the cutscenes, different
Yep.
panels.
I mean, to be fair, they are scenes that are cut really quickly, so makes
Exactly.
sense. Yep.
They all basically receive the same orders to fall back, and
Yep.
they all do so. And yeah, we've come to the main event. It's so funny. It just Eld deciding to reveal to Eren that Oluo and Petra basically cried and also wet themselves on their first expedition beyond
Yeah.
the walls. And made sure to clarify as well that he did not pee. Like it's like these he's like literally telling Eren, look at these two. These two
Yeah.
peed and I didn't.
I'm not gonna lie. Just like I love how Aaron just nonchalantly is like, "Wow, it probably sprayed right in the midair too."
Yeah, like he's like imagining it is insane. Like
um, this interaction with like Petra and Erd is like the reason. I'd like to put them in my honorable mentions for MVP this volume. I'm sorry, but like it's just so insane how they're like running away, right? But at the same time, they're just nonchalantly discussing, like, "Hey, you're not meant to tell him that. I didn't pee myself, Aaron. What if he loses respect for me?"
literally. And also I love that is it Gunther or Gunther?
I think it's Gunter, because on mine he doesn't have a H.
Okay. And I love that Gunther
Gooner.
also no, and I love that Gunther also like starts to chime in. Like he's like telling everyone focus, but also I didn't pee. Like that's the most concerning thing right now. Is like we need to set the record straight and figure out who peed and who didn't pee.
Yeah. I like how in my translation, Erd right out just says, "Just for the record, Aaron, I did not piss myself."
Yeah, something like that as well for mine. Which is great.
I think it does go to show their kind of almost comfort in these scenarios that they're happily like just joking about it, like to the point where even like the most serious ones, like, guys, we're not on a picnic, and then he just goes on to say, "I didn't piss either, though."
Yeah. Yeah, like these people are being asked to retreat, probably, not even probably, likely under the impression that they succeeded, right?
Yeah,
So as this intellectual conversation is happening, there's a flare that's
Yeah.
seen, which is supposedly from Captain Levi, and
Yeah.
the squad basically make their way towards it, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so this is like a whole. Do you have any other thoughts? Just because like this is we're gonna get into the big good chunk of it. Any more thoughts about
No.
peeing? Okay.
No. I think Petra and Erd are like one of my favorite characters from this volume. They're in my honorable mentions.
Okay, that's good. Actually, I do have an MVP now, but it's fine. I'll
Okay.
do it later.
Can I know right now or
No, 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 later. At the end.
okay. Okay, okay.
Um, as the Survey Corps retreats, we also see Hanji asking Captain Commander Irwin why he ordered Levi not to reconvene with his squad and then
Yep.
resupply despite like, the time constraints. And then Irwin reveals that basically his decisions were actually based on Hanji's own deductions that are
Oh.
connected to Big Chungus's disappearance.
Hmm.
The fact that Big Chungus, the colossal titan, disappearing in like a large amount of steam, like this is clearly an intelligent titan, therefore is
Yep.
being inferred that there's a human behind this titan.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's probably someone who knows how to use vertical maneuvering gear probably got away using that.
Yep.
And if that's the same story that we're seeing here, and the fact that the female titan also got eaten and then there's like a large amount of steam, this could also mean that this is a person. This literally means that there is this military person who got out of the titan body and is now blending in with the rest of the military, and now they're not going to know who the spy is.
Which is such a scary thought. Like he's just there. How long? You know?
Yeah, and it's just so weird. Like there's so much distrust that
Yeah.
forms from that, because like not even your own comrades are like, people that you can full 100% trust at this point.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Hanji literally kind of like tries to reason with Erwin, like maybe that's not the case because Eren was basically like exhausted and basically like almost dead by the time
Yeah.
that he transformed out of a Titan. But
Yeah.
Erwin makes like this really good point that considering that this was Eren's first transformation, he probably hasn't even developed his skills yet. So the best assumption would be to assume that this is a developed intelligent Titan and human rider.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is 100% possible that the person escaped after the Titan body was eaten. And we see that Commander Irwin's basically a prophet because now we see Squad Levi approaching who they think is Captain Levi. It's not Levi.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's
It's
not Levi. It's this someone wearing the Survey Corps uniform, but they're hooded,
yeah.
who meets them and basically kills Gunter.
No, he didn't even piss himself, bro.
I know. What if that was his last words? It wasn't. No, it wasn't. Right. It was like, "Who are you?" or something like
Yeah, he says who's that? So
that.
but like that's so sad. He didn't get to piss himself in battle.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
But yeah, it's really sad. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and as predicted as well by Erwin once again. I think Erwin should shut the fuck up at this point because he keeps he keeps making things come true. But whoever is behind the female titan is likely capable of conserving their energy so that they can
Mm.
reappear. And lo and behold, female titan reappears once again, starts heading for Eren.
Yep.
And the remaining members of Levi's squad, which is Olwo, Petra, L,
Yep.
they tell Eren to escape and run off once again while they fight off the Titan,
Mm.
which he does because
Yep.
he trusts them. Like
Yeah.
he's built this sense of trust and has faith in them.
Yep.
And in a very coordinated attack, they slash at the female Titan's eyes, which is a big win because now we know that Titans take about a minute or so to regenerate their eyeballs.
Mm.
So once again, I swear to God, this is the Titan's favorite pose. It's basically just covering the back of her neck with a hand. Like,
I mean, it makes sense though, right? Like
yeah, it
you wanna have
does.
a where you are, where the human is. So, but you're right. It's like the first thing they do as soon as like anything mildly scary happens.
Yeah, it's just like, pia, like, my hands on the back of my neck now.
It's giving Achilles heel.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. It's just when has this is her arm okay? Like it's just always up. In fact, sometimes it's both arms. Like
Yeah. Is there any loss of feeling, tinglingness? Like, do you need some help?
literally, like she probably needs like a massage like after this. Like
Yeah. Do you reckon her actual like human body gets tired as well?
maybe, but I mean she's probably just stuck in there, so we'll see.
Mm.
But yeah. Um Speaking of shoulder muscles, Scott Levi slices the titan's shoulder muscles, basically to, render the arms immobile.
Yeah.
Immobile? Fuck. I
Yes.
don't know how to say that word. And have them basically drop. So, which is the perfect opportunity for them to target the weak spot in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
But in a really cruel, twisted turn of events, the titan regenerates a single fucking eyeball.
Yeah. It's so fucking weird. It focuses on a single eye. Like, how do you do that?
Like this is definitely a new development, right? Like the fact that
Yep.
titans can have a tier list of what to regenerate and how fast.
Yeah, I like how it's like implied at the start as well because you see just like the steam rising from one eye instead of both.
Mm.
Clearly, like the Titan body specifically was working on that one eye because that's where the steam is coming from.
Yeah, so the female titan regenerates her single eyeball, and unfortunately, Eld was like approaching as that happens, so she chomped on him, and so he's dead. And
Mm.
Petra tries to escape, but is stomped.
Poor Petro.
And Olwo makes a really daring attempt on the back of the titan's neck, but she successfully strengthened the skin around it,
Yeah.
which catches Olwo off guard as well, and he's killed off too.
Which also proves that it's not necessarily just like specific areas a Titan can harden. It's just all over their body whenever they choose.
Yeah, like an on and off switch, or maybe like as concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we basically witness in like 2 pages the entirety of Scott Levi being wiped off,
Yeah.
which is it's just so sad. Like,
Yeah, it really is. I guess it hurts even more because just last volume they were kind of gassed up as like, Ulua has like what was it, 49 solo kills, Petra has 38 team kills, and so on and so forth. Like
yeah,
these were the cream of the crop. Like they're just below Levi himself. So
yeah,
like it really goes to show like the actual power they have because arguably as a team they'd probably be performing much better than Levi could himself.
yeah. These were like potential captains, and it's just so sad to see
Yeah.
how quickly as well they were overpowered.
Yeah.
And of course, Aaron's traumatized by all of this by witnessing it and realizes in his heart that he made the wrong choice in this case because he deeply regrets not staying in the fight as well.
So I guess Armin is proven right here, you could say.
Yeah, like he's too young and inexperienced to separate losses like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, he has to abandon his empathy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he bites his hand, transforms himself into the Titan, initiates an attack on the female Titan. An attack on the Titan. Um
Oh my god, we did it. We said the title twice in the same episode.
that's a record for today. For I think. So in the last volume we see the importance of Aaron learning how to believe in the collective and having trust in
Mm.
other people who aren't him,
Mm.
and taking that risk to place faith in someone you barely know. Well, to be fair, it's been like a month of training, but someone who you don't fully know yet. And I love that
Yeah.
it's not a reversal, but kind of like an alternate perspective being considered here about needing to trust in yourself as well, like the need for that
Mm.
balance. So Aaron basically identified the need and desire actually to place trust in his own squad, but
Mm.
I think we see here like just this in this chapter fading too much into that. Well, obviously he's learning, but this
Yep.
is kind of like an instance where it was maybe too much, and he ended up actually unknowingly following the orders kind of blindly without actually
Yeah.
assessing, if that makes sense.
Yep.
There's kind of like a clear need for Aaron to like weigh the risks himself, find that balance. So it'll be interesting to find out if this decision that he is making on his own is the right one now.
Yeah, I think like the relationship he kind of had with the squad was really beautiful, considering they started off with like their mission is to kill Aaron if needed. Like that's how they met him, right? But eventually they kind of warmed up to him in the sense that even as they spot the female Titan, the first thing they say is protect Aaron,
Yeah.
which like yes is their mission, but at the same time like you can really tell it's not just for their mission. Like they joke together, they eat together, and all that. So his kind of not becoming a Titan earlier is him trying to show that he still believes in them, and he stopped again this volume
Yeah.
as well. Like like he says, I believe in my squad's victory, and then he runs towards. I think is it towards Irwin or towards the rest of
Yeah, just towards the rest of
the survey corps.
yeah.
Yeah, but then like obviously as he's going away, he can't really like just sit back. So he's not really betraying their trust as much as he cares for them just as much as they seem to care for him.
Yeah, like
Um,
it's so sad to have that like whole dynamic ripped away already.
it's like he can't have one good thing going for him at any given time.
Yeah, and like I mentioned this, like I'll mention this again later, but literally, I'm surprised these people in the survey corps are not villains. Like,
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Like, I'll leave it to the end of the volume. Just like the things that
Okay.
they experience. Like, I'll
Yeah.
preface it by
Okay.
saying, like, the things that they experience. It's so hard to like, even as a reader, comprehend that all happening
Yeah.
repeatedly to a person.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Do you have some theories?
Yeah. Okay. So I at the start of this episode, I kind of introduced this episode as me researching MMA fights
Mm.
and just styles. So we see Aaron and this female Titan, Big Blondie, like they're fighting on the ground with like Aaron in what's called, this is gonna sound really bad, but it's called a mounted position. Obviously we see Big Blondie on the ground and Aaron's kind of, literally leaped onto her to fight her. It's in a bunch of martial arts, but prominently a part of judo.
Oh,
Yeah. So obviously Aaron has this knowledge of martial arts, considering he was the best at hand to hand combat
yeah.
in his core. But yeah, just thought it was something interesting. The final page of chapter 28 says the Hammer of Fury. When I first read this, I thought this was a reference to another like a martial art move called the Hammer of Burma, which
Oh,
is it's from a fighting style that's really similar to Muay Thai, but slightly different. Essentially, the Hammer of Burma is obviously like a headbutt, but there are similar
mm.
moves with your elbows and knees, which almost looks like what Aaron's going for, but obviously we see it's not. It's very interesting to see some martial arts between Titans. It's kind of giving, like I don't know. Have you ever seen Power Rangers or Super Sentai?
I've briefly seen Power Rangers.
They have these big robots fighting. It's
Mm.
kind of like Godzilla and
Mm.
King Kong fighting, but mechs. That's what it reminds me of. It ignites an inner glee I have had from childhood.
I wasn't expecting there to be like actual techniques that could have been extrapolated from, genuine
Yeah,
martial arts. So that's actually really cool. Hopefully, when that comes up more, because I'm guessing Aaron's gonna be fighting more. Definitely
yeah.
bring that up, please, because that's actually
There's
so
already
cool.
some more I'll bring up as soon as we get
Mm,
into chapter 29.
perfect. That's great.
From chapter 27 actually, or
Okay.
28 maybe. Yep.
Okay. So yeah. So chapter 29 is called Crushing Blow. Aaron, of course, initiates that fight with the female Titan. He's going into this 100%. He destroys his arms
Yep.
in the process of trying to beat this
Yeah.
chick up. And he also has like this moment of where he's like just thinking about what's happened.
Yeah.
There's a clear expression of guilt towards what happened to the squad Levi.
Yeah.
But at the very least, something good that is that he knows that it's the female Titan's fault and not entirely his.
Yeah.
It was his decision that led to,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, he might not have been able to change the outcome either.
Also, I said earlier in this episode, it looks like Aaron's grown as well, and this is what I meant specifically. Like he seemingly kept his composure, whereas in previous times we've seen him become a Titan, he's completely lost control. At
Mm,
least like he's driven by primal instincts, but here he's kind of comprehending like more complex concepts such as like guilt and
mm.
blame. It's not just like, oh yeah, I need to kill titans. It's I need to kill this titan specifically.
Actually,
You
yeah,
know?
I forget that the previous Titan transformation, he literally had no like comprehension of where he was, what he was doing. So the fact that he was able
Yeah.
to like make that quick jump straight into like attacking her. Excited to see how fast the development is actually. Now you think about it.
Yeah, me too. We also see him seemingly trying to speak.
Yeah, yeah,
He's just screaming, but it's clearly like the amount he's screaming. It's more like a baby babbling almost, which reminds me of that Deviant Titan we saw. I think it was chapter 18.5, who had like full proper discussions. Well, not discussion. It was just like
like
words,
words.
but
Mm.
like definitely more developed than what Aaron can do. But yeah, it's so weird to see a Titan speak.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And also, I think from you mentioning that it's like an attempt, it's like an early attempt, almost like a baby to start
Mm,
talking. It's almost like Aaron, as the person controlling this Titan, has to learn literally how to do basic things
yeah,
that humans can do.
yeah,
Like, even though the human inside clearly knows how to speak, you have to kind of teach it too as well. It's almost like
yeah.
it's not AI. It's like you have to what's the term for it?
it.
Like you have to train the AI.
I get what you mean. It's really interesting because earlier you brought up this sort of metaphor of an engine kind of like producing exhaust where the Titan's healing. There's this concept in the auto industry, specifically for like cars that you build, where certain engines can't output their full power until you break them in by driving them at in certain conditions for a certain amount of time, and like with a certain amount of kind of like abuse. So like you
Mm.
really need to work them to sort of get the engine like well oiled. It's kind of like that. Like, it's a system he's never used before. He's using it for the first time, and it's just kind of like warming up slowly, and he's breaking it in.
Yeah, I reckon
Yeah.
when when Aaron becomes a full car,
Aaron Carr, yes.
Aaron car. Yeah, not to be confused with the Bleach Aaron cars.
Yeah, slightly different.
Yeah, very very different. Um, well, to be fair, they kind of have the same. Never mind. No, I'm not gonna. Like
No,
their designs. Never mind.
I see what you mean, but
Yeah,
no,
it's fine.
let's.
Don't worry. It's so
Yeah.
niche. It's such a niche joke. Like Grimjow and never mind.
Yeah.
Oh my
Aaron
god.
Carr. I'm
I
gonna
wonder if
laugh
we
at that.
genuinely sound like nerds.
I think we just sound insane.
um okay, while Titan Aaron is babbling, this alerts Levi and Mikasa and basically all of the troops, but specifically Levi and Mikasa, who start heading
Hmm.
towards Aaron. And we see
Yeah.
that the female Titan regenerated her other eye and is basically just like back to full health.
And she does a judo grappling reversal.
Really? Is that what it is? I did.
Yes, it's a proper reversal for when you've been mounted.
Damn. Like, I did see that she finessed him. I just didn't know
Yep.
how exactly. That's cool.
I would also like to bring up something from the previous chapter. Now that
Mm.
we're kind of getting into discussing the physical prowess of Big Blondie.
Mm.
Um, so some of the feats I kind of want to mention. Hold on, actually, you know what? This is for the first time in this show's history. I'll be opening up my early plot points. Don't open this to see exactly which ones I've noted down.
Ooh.
um, So the oldest one I have is from chapter 24 from our previous episode,
Okay.
where we see, I think this is, yeah, so this is when Big Blondie was attacking Armin, Jean, and Reina.
Mm-hmm.
She does a low kick, and the positioning of her hands as well as a kick is something directly taken from Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Really?
Yup.
So like
And
it's like she's formally trained.
in MMA, yes. And in a couple minutes, I'll get into sort of like saying who I think it is, or like
Ooh,
where the
interesting.
evidence leads you to,
Okay, okay.
because that one kick has a direct relation to a previous chapter. like another previous chapter technically, because we're in a different
Wait,
episode
wait,
now.
wait, wait. I think I know where you're going with this.
Right?
I
Okay.
know where I
But
know exactly where you're going with this. Okay, go on.
some some other moves she does. So when Petra gets killed, she does a sort of lunging kick. It's a bit more animated, but I've it's again another move from Muay Thai and kickboxing. I have done this one personally, so I can assure you it's a very Muay Thai-esque kick.
Mm.
Um, and she does a high kick or a high kick or a spinning high kick when killing Oluo. I'm gonna call him Owo Man. I mean, it's his last appearance, anyways. But that's a high kick from Taekwondo, and now this Titan is doing judo, including like proper reversals and grappling on the ground. So that's what I would like to point out.
Mm.
Um, do you mind if I go into some theorizing about this Titan?
Yes, because I feel like this is a perfect segue for it. I had to the fact that I didn't see Krista in that very first panel of the volume really just knocked all my theories out. But the fact that you mentioned all that, and I'm trying to think now, I think I know
Mm-hmm.
where you're going. So you go.
Right? Okay.
Mm.
So why don't you do it? I'll give you the honors. I'm a gentleman like that.
Thank you, thank you. I'd love to do this. I'm now like 100% sure. Maybe not. Okay, 95% sure that
Mm-hmm.
this is Annie
Okay. And what makes you think that?
because she was trained by her dad in terms of
Mm-hmm.
fighting. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like, the formal military physical training.
Mm-hmm.
I think she did like that kick that kind of embarrassed Jean as well. I can't remember if it was a kick or just like a overpowering of the body, but like using someone's own body weight against them could
Yep.
be something that Annie's already learned how to do. And the fact
Yep.
that we seemingly we can seemingly account for all of the recruits around the time that the female titan was actually captured
Yep.
could be why this is someone not from the survey corps, but I don't really know
Mm.
how she ended up here. But to be fair, the military police brigade is such like a secretive, exclusive thing that she could have maybe escaped. I don't know. I think it's Annie now that I think about it.
Yeah. I that's exactly who I was going for as well. And for me, when I read this for the first time and even again, I think what like the biggest piece of evidence I can give you is the low forward kick from chapter 24. I think we kind of see it in this chapter as well, ever so slightly. But basically, in I think it was volume 3 or 4, when you know that whole talk of like Jean and Aaron training together, and then Aaron's like, where'd you learn martial arts like that? And Annie thinks back to her father teaching her.
Mm.
The kick she's doing is a low forward kick, which
Oh,
is which is the exact same kick this Titan does. So that's my biggest piece of evidence because yes, Annie knows martial arts, but we don't see her directly doing any martial arts she's shown in person that this Titan does, except for that one kick. So it's a bit shaky, but um, I guess at the end of this action scene, we sort of see that it's like a similar pose of when Aaron gets knocked down by Annie during the training, and it's just like Annie was just like standing over him with like a really quick attack. That's what the end of this kind of action scene between the two titans reminds me of,
yeah.
like this one specifically. And we get to see some absolutely creepy shit where this female titan opens up her mouth
Wait.
even more.
Before you get onto that,
Uh huh.
I couldn't fully understand why his head.
Exploded.
Yeah.
So basically, so he does this huge like knee into the tree, right? And by the time he's done getting up, Big Blondie basically does a high kick, but it's so fast that he doesn't even notice it. That's what he means by when he says like here. He's like realizing what it is, and it's a really quick incoming attack which completely chops his head off.
Holy
It's a
shit.
spinning kick
Okay.
basically, which is why you kind of see like one leg up because it's like the Titan's done this really quick spinning kick
Oh,
and
okay,
just
okay.
landed.
Just because I
Yeah,
was like, how did his head explode?
yeah, yeah. It's supposed to be a really fast attack that not even Aaron has time to like. He just puts his guard up against it, but it's so strong that it breaks through his wrist.
If they do fight again, I wonder if Eren could possibly utilize, the hardened skin, armor skin kind of thing. We'll see.
Yeah,
But yeah, it'll be
yeah.
interesting.
But we see some disgusting, almost body horror esque
Literally.
artwork.
So basically, yeah, Eren's head is basically the top half is basically cut off.
Yeah, he's been beheaded by one kick, which
Yeah,
is an insane feat.
literally.
Like considering they're supposed to be equals, they're both titans at the moment. So
Yeah, and the female titan basically unhinges her jaw and bites off the neck tissue of Aaron's titan form to expose Aaron's human form that's in the neck. And Mikasa literally arrives just in time to see the female titan use her mouth to rip out
roaring,
Aaron's whole body from the
roar.
neck. Yeah.
That jaw unhinging generally creeps me out with like the skin tearing and everything. Oh my
Especially like
god.
that one scene, like that one panel where it's kind of just like, yeah, that one. Like, because it
Okay.
clearly looks like it's like a full page spread of
Yeah.
the jaw unhinging.
Yeah, that's what I meant by the artwork quality hasn't dropped a single bit. Like you can see every detail for good, for better or worse.
There's just so much to look
Mm.
at. It's so, and everything is so detailed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's chapter 29. It's like a shorter in terms of plot, but there's so much nuance. And it
Mm.
literally even gives such like direct hints at who it could be.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't pick that up myself. The fact that it's clearly like if we think about recruits or like characters we've already know who are good at close combat. Literally, the first one of the first people that they present to us is Annie.
But the thing is, right, like until this chapter, we kind of haven't really seen any close combat action from most of the Titans.
Yeah.
It's like you can always chalk it up to flailing about, but in this scenario, it's kind of undeniable considering they're both the same size.
Yeah, and now that I think about it, I remember the last instance that we see Annie. Well, not really see Annie, but like have her like talk. One of the things was that Connie, kind of like Connie asking her about whether she's actually gonna end up going with the military police, and she
Mm,
says that yes because she's scared.
yeah. I would also like to say something here.
Mm.
Assuming it is Annie who is this Titan. I don't know if you remember this, but in chapter 18, we see Annie standing over dead bodies saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. It kind of recontextualizes her saying sorry
Oh,
because she's caused the death.
but this also suddenly makes me wonder. You remember the stranger who killed off Gunther?
The stranger who killed Gunter, who?
Like it was
Yeah.
someone wearing the Survey Corps
Yep.
uniform. That's
Yep.
a separate person.
What do you mean?
Like surely that's a separate person?
We see that person transform into the big Titan.
Oh, how'd she get uniform then?
I'd assume like you can
Stolen?
just slip out or just yes steal it beforehand because even Aaron wears his clothes when he comes out of the Titan. So
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, never mind then. Okay, final chapter, right?
yes,
Okay.
I believe so. Yep.
Oh my god, the starting of this chapter. Insane.
With like Gunter just hanging there. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So we have Levi closing in on the fight between Eren and the female Titan, sees the remains of his own squad members.
I
Bruh.
hate that the tagline here for this chapter, at least for me, is like Levi Squad, the reunion without words. That's
Oh,
such
what
an
the
insane thing.
hell?
Like, look at that. That's so real. That's so
That's not
fucking
fair. That's
so painful.
mean.
But getting into the actual story of the chapter,
Yeah, so we see Mikasa going after the female titan.
she's absolutely laying into this Titan too. By the way,
Yeah, like I
like,
didn't realize until like it's hard for me because as someone who does hasn't read as much manga, especially action manga, like sometimes I it's hard for me to pick up the details also just because
yeah,
it's black and white. You know, like
yeah,
sometimes I don't know what I'm looking at.
yeah. That's fair.
So I'm glad that you're here to tell me that Mikasa's actually cutting into her because I literally just realized. I thought she was just chasing her.
Yeah. So she cuts into her calf muscle, which makes the Titan obviously fall since there's no muscle to like properly walk anymore. But then she starts attacking her nape.
Yeah, and that's where she finds out that about the armor-like quality of the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Titan also makes an attempt to attack Mikasa back, but
Yeah.
she's held back by Levi before she can retaliate, and
Yep.
they decide to maintain their distance as they follow as they follow her. And
Hmm.
Mikasa kind of like informs Levi that she's very convinced that Aaron's still alive, just in the Titan's mouth.
This is, by the way, I just realized the second time Erin's been eaten up by a Titan.
I know this. You know what? This is literally what Pixis was dreaming of.
Oh my god, is that why he was so ready to accept Eren? Because he knows Eren's like already lived out his like dream, or will like go on to live out his dream
Maybe.
of being eaten by a very attractive Titan, according to Reiner.
Yeah, imagine with all that ass. Imagine if
With
Pixis
all
was just
that.
imagine if Pixis was just in the trees like, when's my turn? Like
Yeah. Can you imagine if Pixis is secretly in the forest and he's just getting so pissed that Reiner complimented the Titan first?
Yeah, literally.
It's like, that's my Titan to compliment.
Yeah. Levi recalls Mikasa being one of Aaron's close friends from
Mm,
the court. Basically, just kind of says that she clearly wants to save him. So he makes the decision to focus on
mm.
Aaron's rescue, since it's kind of like near impossible to kill off the Titan, right? Like she's too
Yeah.
advanced for them.
Sorry, hold on. Before you go on, for me, it's kind of funny, but the way Levi pulls back Mikasa, he says, "Friends, fall back for now," as if like,
Really?
what did he say? Yeah. So
Oh,
on my page, it's like, "Friends, fall back for now," kind of like truce. I don't know what he says for
oh,
you.
he says I'm with you, but back off for
Oh,
now.
okay,
Like he agrees, but yeah,
okay.
because like clearly he wants revenge for his squad's death.
I can't lie. This is one of the weakest showings of Mikasa. I was almost wanting to put her as my LVP.
Oh yeah. If Mikasa has one weakness, it's literally Eren. Like she doesn't know
Yeah.
how to act when Eren's in danger. But the thing that I was gonna mention was that I hate the fact, like the parallel that they're fighting off this female titan, and Levi specifically is the one telling to fall back. If he was there with his squad,
Yeah.
like he might have like told them,
Keep fighting.
yeah, they were ambushed to be fair, and they had to make that quick
Yeah.
decision. But
Yeah.
like if Levi was there to reconvene, to regroup with his squad and tell them like, hey, this Titan's too strong. We cannot fight this Titan right now.
Yeah.
I fear they would have all been alive.
Would you say then it falls on Commander Irvin for telling Levi to not retreat?
Well, to be fair, all the deaths are on ultimately always going to be on Erwin's hands, right? Because it's
Yeah.
his.
It's his show.
But yeah, like indirectly, this that was his decision. Mikasa and Levi coordinate their attack on. I have to say
The Titan. Attack on
no, I
Titan.
didn't say it this time.
Say it again.
Mikasa and
Third
Levi
time.
coordinate their strike back with Mikasa drawing.
It's okay. You can say it. It's the attack on a Titan. It's the name
um,
of the show.
it's It's almost like that's what the show promises on.
I know, right? That's
imagine
crazy.
imagine if all the popular mangas or animes were called like that. Like for example, Haikyuu was just hit ball.
To be fair, okay, to be fair, Naruto is literally that, where it's like some characters always just screaming Naruto, and then he
Yeah.
shows up.
And for
I mean,
example,
I think
huh?
I'd say only Bleach is the only one where the title has absolutely no connection back to the characters or any of the
Genuinely,
action.
I feel like I read all of it and I still don't know why it's called Bleach.
I also don't know why it's called Bleach.
Like at least if it was called like Ichigo or something.
Yeah, like I like how the first chapter is like death by strawberry, which is like makes sense. He becomes a Soul Reaper, and
Yeah.
his name is Ichigo. But then why the fuck is it called Bleach?
I have no clue actually.
But at least this manga is delivering what it promised, and that is an
An
attack
Attack
on
on the
Titan.
Titan. Yep.
Yeah. So we're
um
getting the full AOT experience right
yeah,
now.
we're getting what we promised for. We cannot say that the manga did not attack the Titan.
That's true. That's
um
true.
okay. Yeah, so Mikasa draws attention to herself to distract the Titan while Levi strikes back. And he aims for both of the eyes, succeeds in stabbing them, which is great, proceeds to slash at her more, and is essentially moving at a rate that's faster than the Titan's ability to harden her skin, which
Yeah.
Levi is just terrifying, okay?
Did you see him take down like 3 Titans within one panel
Yeah,
when the
literally.
Titans were eating her? Like,
Yeah, I reckon this is like Mikasa's future, like final form. She'll probably be as strong, if not stronger. Maybe.
true.
Yeah.
Because she's said to be like one of the most promising recruits, right? Like,
Yeah, like her
doesn't she
value.
get number one? Like,
Yeah,
out of all of the trainees?
yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
according to like someone, one of the higher ups, her value is like worth 3 or like 2, recruits or
Yeah.
something like that.
As
Yeah.
long as Aaron's not on the battlefield.
I know. Aaron just needs to be locked away. Like,
You know how when he failed to get his like past the vertical maneuvering check, like he couldn't balance. So
oh
she
yeah,
was like so ready to just say, "Oh yeah, Aaron, you can support humanity by becoming a traitor. Just stay within the walls."
it's like stay at home and be the trad wife that you are, Aaron.
He would have been the male wife. Oh my
Yeah, he would
god.
have been the male wife, clearly. Yeah, so the Titan drops to the ground and her arm falls off. Not falls off, like falls, like her arm falls and doesn't protect like the back of the neck anymore. And
Yeah.
basically Mikasa spots that as an opening to kill, to go in for the kill.
Yeah.
And she approaches, but she's almost hit by the Titan's like backhand or something like that. And
Yeah.
Levi comes in clutch once again, defending her and using the opportunity to slice through the jaw of the
Yeah.
Titan, basically to rescue Eren and get him out of the mouth. So Levi and Mikasa, having successfully retrieved Eren from the Titan's mouth, they
Hmm.
start to retreat quickly, and as they do so, interestingly enough, Levi turns back and sees the female Titan crying as
Yeah.
she sits there defeated.
This is the second Titan we've seen crying.
Yes, it is. Well, the first one is what, the speaking
The
one,
deviant who was yapping. The Yappa
the
Titan.
Yapper. That's yeah, yeah, the Yapper Titan.
Did he get a name? Did we give him a name?
No, we didn't.
Can
He's
we
the
just call
Yapper
him the
Titan.
Yappa? Oh, you know what? We should call the female Titan my Shayla.
No,
Just give them horrible names.
she's not our Shayla. She killed off Scott
She's
Levi.
Reiner. She's Pix's Shayla.
Ew.
And Reiner's
We can't say
apparently.
that if she's like a minor.
Okay, she's Reiner's Shayla.
Okay. Um. Okay. Jokes aside. Yeah, we get towards the end portion of the chapter. We see Aaron waking up, and he's in the back of the cart amongst the other Survey
Yep.
Corps members, heading back to the village. Is it? I always forget how to say these. Is it Karanis?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it Karanis. Or if you want to be really weird, Karanizi.
Karanese. No. Um, Mikasa's there, of course, taking
Yep.
care of it of her male wife, gives
Of her
Aaron
Shayla.
her Shayla, yep, gives Aaron the update that they failed to capture the female Titan.
Yeah.
And this we see this like this is so cruel having them do this, having this author, I swear to god, is so cool. Like the fact that the survey corps reach the wall and then they enter, and we see basically a reversal of the roles from
Mm.
the very first volume. So if you
Yeah.
remember, like we see Aaron kind of like watching as the survey corps enters back from like an expedition, and they're all like battered and stuff like that, but he's
Yeah.
still like in awe of them. So this
Yeah.
time, Aaron is on the receiving end of that, and we see the townsfolk basically complaining to their faces about how their taxpayer money's funding all the failed expeditions, while the
Yeah.
children kind of watch them pass by in like revered admiration.
Yeah. You know what's worse? One of the kids is straight up named Erie. Like Aaron, but Airy.
No,
What
like
the fuck,
it's
dude?
like this is genuinely
Why?
evil. This is so evil. Like,
Yeah. And one of them straight up looks at Aaron with like glimmering eyes, and now he has to look away. Oh my god, dude.
like yeah, it's genuinely like he didn't have to put that in, but he did, and I took that
Yeah.
personally.
And you know what's worse? Petra's dad comes up to Levi and he's like,
Ah,
"Thank you for taking care of my daughter. Why do you do this to us?"
yeah, this is the part where I'm like I was going to say I'm surprised that the veterans of the Survey Corps, so like people like Irwin, Levi, I'm surprised they're not like villains at this point, right? Cuz
Yeah.
how do you
I'm
tell?
surprised they're alive, bro. Like at that point, I just kill myself to be honest. Like after having to experience that, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, like to the bravery that people don't realize that it takes to, do that again and again for years.
Yeah.
How does Levi
It,
even tell the dad? I reckon he's not even gonna tell.
yeah. I don't think he
Like,
would.
yeah, he'll just probably like an official notice or something.
This really like this kind of like sort of reception reminds me of like, to bring it back to like a historical context. It kind of
Mm,
reminds me of the Vietnam War, where like when soldiers came back home, reportedly pretty much everyone was like hating on them for fighting and like killing innocent people,
yeah.
except they were just there following orders, and like they've seen like hell as well, and they're being treated like this on the way home. That's kind of like
Mm.
what these guys are going through basically. They were so close, and they will never be able to tell that to the public.
Yeah, because again, right, like that's the output versus outcome thing. Like, end of the day, the outcome they wanted was the like to bring back the Titan, the female
Yeah.
Titan, and at the cost of all the lives that they've lost. But the fact that they weren't able to do either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I generally hated this little like page, especially with Petra's dad saying like thank you for taking care of my daughter, and she always like boasts about you. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, and the fact that the dad was literally like, "Oh, she's concerned that Petra's going to like Petra expressed that she's gonna like devote herself to the squad and to like doing your
No.
best," and I was just like, Petra. Ugh.
Yeah, especially like he wants her to get married and settle down and have fun. No. Why'd they do this? I think Petra was one of my favorite from Squad Levi. Maybe because she looked the most like Armin, and I like Armin as a character.
Mm.
But it was so sad to just see her like brutally squished against a tree.
Yeah, like did they even bring her back?
To be fair, like how could you even bring that body back? Like,
It's just so sad.
yeah,
And the chapter literally ends off with Aaron in the cart fighting off tears, right? And
yeah.
we find out that it's basically just like like a summary, but the failed expedition by the Survey Corps reduced public and political support.
Mm.
And Irwin and the other Survey Corps leaders are summoned to the royal capital, where they were ordered to hand Aaron over to the military police. So this is clearly setting up for the next volume, which will,
Where Aaron will die again, totally.
yeah, there's a good chance of Aaron dying again or being experimented on, which is great.
Yeah.
I reckon Mikasa's going to be
Um,
crashing out.
I think she's gonna be straight up seething, like beyond crashing out.
Yeah.
We already see her like have a mental breakdown when Aaron was being taken away. I don't think she'll be able to like respond in any logical sense to Aaron just being handed over.
Yeah, I wonder if this is where we'll see Mikasa and Armin work together, or maybe even like the recruits. I'm not super sure. I don't even know what's gonna be happening. I like the fact that it's such an unknown. I'm so excited. Like I'm literally gonna start reading like after this recording. But yeah,
But yeah,
like
you're
one of
right.
the
It's
hardest thing about doing this podcast is to end a volume on a cliffhanger and knowing that you have to wait a week to read the next
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this volume, and how would you say it measures up against the other volumes we've read so far?
I like that there was a balance. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this volume is unassuming, and then like as we talk about it, you start to realize how good and how meticulously planned this whole series is. So
Yep.
it's quite easy for this for volumes like this to slip under the cracks just because it's not flashy enough or like spooky enough, you know.
Yep.
I like the balance, like the fact that your input about the fight scenes as well. This is like the whole point of the podcast, but like I would have never like picked up by myself the fact that they were using proper martial arts techniques to
Yeah.
the female titan. Yeah, and I like that they're slowly answering. They're not answering questions in the back of
The
our heads, but
hinting.
more like yeah, kind of like letting us come to that conclusion in a kind of like horrified sense. I do have a theory.
Okay.
I was wondering,
Yep.
cause like we see the female titan crying as Levi and Mikasa leave, and there's also the whole question of why does this titan even want Eren in the first place? So far in this series, we thoroughly explore like a couple of dichotomies, which is
Mm.
between like the supposed utopia that's within the walls, especially the inner wall,
Yep.
um, and then whatever uncertainties are beyond these walls. So
Hmm.
it would be quite interesting to see if we will get this role reversal where instead of the Titans being evil, there might be a good cause behind it. I don't know.
Interesting.
Like as we learn more, like there might be
Yep.
a chance there to when we find out like the true motives of not just the Titans but actually like the royals and stuff,
Yep.
to see if there's gonna be like a change in the mindset of us as
Yeah.
readers. Like maybe there's something that the royals are hiding. Maybe the enemy titans are working to expose something.
Mm.
I don't actually know, but yeah, like I just found it really interesting because like why would the intelligent titans like even try? If that makes
Mm.
sense. Like there has to be a
Yeah.
goal. Thoughts?
I kind of enjoyed the latter half of this volume a lot. Like the it was, as I said earlier, it was kind of like a good payoff of like the build up. Like we've not really seen like direct intelligent titan to intelligent titan fights.
Hmm.
And as I said earlier, as someone who used to watch a lot of Power Rangers, I used to love the big mech battles with the villain, and like this kind of like really fulfilled that desire to see more in me. I don't know if I've said this before, but I enjoy reading like martial arts manga. So I've reread Baki and Kengan Ashura more times than I can count, and like in general, my tastes lie more towards action. So I'm not
Mm.
someone who analyzes very often. So I really appreciate just getting to see like actual moves, like the ground grappling and the reversals and all that. It's great. I love it. But you are right. This volume's a lot more unassuming, especially the first half, where it's so much exposition and like absolutely nothing happening apart from like Hanji just firing off more bolts at a Big Blondie's dump truck, according to Rhino. Like that's like the most action that happens in 27 before she starts screaming and then getting eaten up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I as you said, I love the mystery of like you don't know what's gonna happen in the next volume, and every volume has like such a good setup. You can expect you don't know what's gonna happen, and you want to know what's gonna happen because they do such a good job of building up every character, and at the same time the author really emphasizes on how fleeting life is. Like, honestly, if you told me that, Squad Levi was like gonna be like the part of the supporting cast, especially Petra, Orwo, and Eld were gonna be a part of the supporting cast, and like they're gonna join the kind of trio and make it like a group thing, I would have believed you when I was reading this for the first time. Like, I definitely would have been like, even on my second read, I Mandela affected myself into believing that they're there at the end of the show and like
Really?
they take part in the final stuff. Like, I was so fucking sure
Oh
that.
my gosh.
So they do such a good job of building up every character to be equally important. And like
Hmm.
all the characters you assume are like, oh yeah, Gene's gonna be a side character. You're gonna forget about him as soon as you enter the new arc. But then there he is. The motherfucker has like a brand new he has like a new arc. He's got like a character redemption going. He's becoming a generally interesting character. Like, dude,
Hmm.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Um
yeah, I know what you mean. I was so ready to go into this. Oh yeah, this is like the normal shonen manga that has their key trio, and everyone else is
yeah,
kind of just like on the side. The fact
yeah,
that Skull Levi as individual characters is was so fleshed out just to be killed off. Makes me excited as well for like the character developments of the people who do end up being there at the end.
yeah,
Yeah. Also, this is just general. I'm the type of person who likes to read mangas when they're done, purely
mm,
just because one, I'm impatient, and number two, I forget things like between chapters if it's weekly, and number three, just because like sometimes chapters, depending on the manga, but sometimes chapters are very filler, sometimes.
yep,
So yeah, I feel like at least for AOT specifically, it's interesting to see the progression of a volume start to finish, and I feel like you don't get that same experience when you're doing a weekly, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Like it's quite intentional, this kind of plot progression for the volume. I don't know, like
yeah.
yeah, it's just like something that I appreciate more, just because we're doing this volume by volume instead of chapter by chapter.
Yeah, I guess in a way we're kind of getting like the experience readers would have gotten during its serialization. Reading this, I realized like how many mangas I take for granted, where I just like I can probably breeze through like 100 chapters in one sitting just because I'm enjoying it, and I procrastinate a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Not to say don't support the author
yeah, obviously support the author, but like,
on a weekly, I mean. It's just like it's interesting to see what the end
yeah,
result is in a volume format. Yeah.
yeah, this is probably like what it feels like when you get a volume and then you're like, holy shit, this is all I have to go off of. And you sit there theory crafting with all your friends, like till the
Mm.
next one comes out, only to be proven wrong.
Oh my gosh, this was literally us in end of high school when we were like reading, what was it?
Tokyo
Tokyo
Revengers?
Manji?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo Revengers. And we were always every week we'd sometimes be like, what's going on? Like why?
Yeah. I think for me, the first time I ever did that was actually with Demon Slayer.
Oh.
So I started reading it, yeah, 2019. I used to have a friend who was slightly older than me. He was like 2 years older than me. We used to walk home together after school because he lived on my street, and like every time we'd just be discussing like, hey, what do you think's gonna happen in this one? Do you think Tanjiro is gonna get this new power? Or I had one weird theory where his dad was a demon slayer as well, and then I got proven wrong.
Oh.
I think it's really fun. Not that I'd do this outside of the podcast because I get really impatient.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I can only liken the experience to when because it was like the year of our final, of our last year of high school that Tokyo
Mm.
Revengers finished. So there
Yeah.
were like a couple of us who were caught up with it, and then we would wait for the weekly. If you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we'd come to school early just to discuss it. And we're like, yeah,
Yeah.
this happened.
Yeah, and we had like a friend in, I think it was it bio? You didn't even take bio, but you were there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
who we would discuss with. Just like the good old times,
Um
man.
I still remember there was this one chapter where the main character actually did something for once, because
Oh my
he's kind of
god.
infamous for not doing anything, and I was like, he finally did it. The one and only time he did anything. But yeah, all that is to say, yeah, I'm glad I get to appreciate something I've already read in a new light. And the author does it really well.
Yeah. After this series, I better be seeing other series made by this author.
Do they have any other series?
I have no clue.
Okay, they have Heartbreak One, which came out. It's a one shot. They have Attack on Titan. They have Attack on Avengers, which is a crossover with Marvel Comics,
Interesting.
which is the story was written by them. They have The Killing Pawn, which is a one shot, and they have The Theory of Ill-Natured Men and AI, which is another one shot, which came out this year. Which
I think
is
I know that there's like some spin-off volumes about Attack on Titan, like a company.
yes, I believe it's Attack on Titan Inside and Attack on Titan Before the Fall, was it?
And yeah, something like that. So I think like
Yep,
we'll definitely cover that still.
for sure. I think we'll come to that after we finish this manga. It'd be
Yeah, for
pretty fun.
sure.
I don't think I've read it before
Really?
either, so it might be a completely new read for me. Or I probably read it so long ago I've kind of forgotten it.
Some additional content at least by the author that we would be excited to explore. But yeah,
Yeah.
before we finish off MVPs, LVPs.
I think my MVP for this is Levi. I think
Mm,
he's this volume he kind of popped off with his physical prowess. LVP, I don't really have one, but if I was forced to pick, probably Mikasa. She kind of had a really bad showing overall. Like, well, it's not so much she had a bad showing. It's more like she's hyped up to be this cool character, and then like the most she's done is go berserk at Big Blondie, and
yeah,
then achieve absolutely nothing.
but also at the same time, I reckon end of the day she's still like a new recruit.
Yeah,
So
I'm not blaming her, and that's why I said like it's only if I really had to choose.
yeah, it's so clear that like experience plays such a big part in like your success as a
Yeah,
as a survey corps member, like especially if you're like
yeah.
on a captain level like Levi. But yeah,
How about you? MVP, LVP?
did not have an LVP previously, but I really hate that female Titan man. Like, has to be her.
Okay,
But
okay,
like not to say that she was weak, because she wasn't. It's just like so
yeah.
annoying. Like,
Like her character, you
yeah.
dislike her character.
And if we
Okay.
find that, I feel like it's almost guaranteed that it's Annie. And the fact that, and we don't know what the whole situation is yet. Like, just
Yeah.
you killed off so many people. I don't know. Like, it's
Do
just
you
like
reckon there's a worthwhile reason that could excuse her though? Like, is she redeemable in your eyes? If it is Annie?
that's the whole thing that I was like. I think that relates back to the theory that I had. Like, maybe if we see a reversal of the narrative and find out that the Titans are actually working towards a good cause.
What would you say is a good cause?
Maybe the royals are up to no good because clearly it does seem like that. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know what kind of corruption or whatever. Like there may be a good reasoning behind it, but I don't know.
That's all right. And who's your MVP?
Okay, I had a change in the
Okay.
MVP because initially, as I was writing down my script, I was like thinking Commander Irwin, just because it was just so cool to see like Armin point out all this stuff that Irwin's already kind of like deduced or found out. Like on a tactical
Yep.
perspective, he's so good as a character. I really like that whole parallel scenes about like him finding out or like deducing stuff and then for it to happen, like the Titan might reappear, blah blah.
Yep.
I just really like the use of his character. But just because I really like all four of them, I reckon my MVP, just because this is the last time I can do this, is the rest of Squad Levi.
Okay, fair enough.
um because like end of the day they worked really well. Like this was like the one
Yeah.
instance where we can actually see them full force, like
Yeah.
working well, and they actually were doing well.
Yeah. I think special shout out to Petra and Eld.
Mm.
They're my favorites from Squad Levi.
No
Uh,
love for Gunter and Olwo.
okay, I very clearly absolutely despise Oluo as a character.
Yeah, yeah.
Gunter, however, I kind of forgot he existed for a bit.
Oof.
I like that he's like, oh, I didn't piss either, by the way.
Valid, that's valid.
He's like on the cusp of getting an honorable mention, but I think Petra and Eld kind of are like the funniest or like the most memorable to me, especially Petra, just because she looks so much like Armin. I generally, when I was first reading it, I thought like It was just they're gonna like have some plot point where she's connected back to Armin.
Oh yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that having been a possibility.
As I said previously, we will be testing you, and today was like a prototype of that with callbacks to previous chapters. Um, as the story goes on, I'm sure we'll have a lot more. So yeah, I wasn't kidding. But yes, this has been volume 7. Volume 8 next week will be chapters 31 to 34. I guess we're gonna see if Aaron gets dissected or not. Do you have any predictions for next week? Sorry.
I reckon just because they've made it so obvious, not obvious, but like they've made it quite clear that the Titan could be Annie, and the fact that we're going to have some kind of interactions with the military brigade, they're gonna bring back Annie.
I actually accidentally took a sneak peek at the first 3 pages. We see someone wake up with blonde hair, and then it suddenly cuts away to something else, which was a bit
What?
weird. Yeah, the first page is someone with blonde hair waking up, and then the next page is just something completely else.
Okay, interesting.
So,
I need to read. As soon as I sign up, I'm going to read. So we should say bye now quickly.
anyways, this has been Shinsōban, our little book club on the internet, and we will see you next week again.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.